Give them a shot to do what?
The Divide with Mike and Corey, two diehard baseball fans who don't agree on anything. Which side will you choose? This is The Divide.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to The Divide with Mike and Corey.
Hopefully our disagreements one day bring us all together.
So stupid. So corny and so stupid. I hope our disagreements bring us together.
Yeah, I do.
Shut up, Porter! Hey, that's easy. I'm just trying to have a little friendly conversation.
This is The Divide.
And we are back, everybody. Friday, October 7th. Welcome to The Divide. We're back with Mike Powers in studio. I'm in studio. Feeling a hell of a lot better. You're listening to the Fox Sports The Gambler. We're 102.5 FM in the Philly area. If you're in the Trenton area, that's 104.1. There's something to be said. I always knew it. But first of all, doing the show remote, not on vacation, made me realize that if I'm sick and can't make it to the studio, miserable.
Yeah.
There's just something about being in the studio. Now, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Doing the show when you're remote in Hawaii, it's a lot different of a feeling than when you're in New Jersey and you just can't make it in.
Yeah.
But I think we made the most of it. It was great talking to Ty.
Yeah, you did great.
No, it was it was two guys just having a conversation.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Taking a couple shots at Mike.
No, did we?
You opened up with Ty being better in the booth. Meanwhile, I'm at a company work outing and trying to secure literally a bag for you.
Yes.
So while you're taking shots on the air, while I can't defend myself, I was securing something for something you would like.
That is a literal bag.
Yeah.
What do we got? Let's see. Let's take a look at this. The little... It's a football.
It is. You might want to spin said football around. Pretty recognizable.
No, that is not.
signature. I swear on my life, that's it.
How did you get this?
At my work function, he was the guest of honor, and yeah, they had a few. I was happy, luckily, to get one. And
is this like the Todd Frazier thing?
No, this is
where
real.
you pranked me and said I got Todd's silver medal, and I held it, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is Todd's silver medal."
This is 100% real.
So for obviously this is radio, you can't see this. If you tune into our socials, you'll be able to see this. But I'll hold it up for the camera here. This is a National Football League official Wilson Football signed by my real father, whether he admits it or not, Dan Marino, my hero, probably the best quarterback to ever play the game. Thank you, buddy.
Well, it was funny because there was a lot of jokes. My company definitely wants us to be winners, but not champions. But
so messed up.
Having him. No.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the company I work for, 113 years old this year. So no better guy to have as our guest of honor as number 13 himself. So I thought it was A-Rod, naturally. I was like, oh, here comes my guy. And it was Dan Marino.
Well, fun story. A-Rod picked number 13 because he grew up in Miami watching Dan Marino play football. Look at me and my sports knowledge. Wow. I met Dan Marino once.
Yeah, I know. That's what I figured the ball would go well with your fake father photo.
Fake father photo. It's definitely going. I'm definitely framing this.
Yeah.
And then I can't wait to call him, my real father. But when I met him, it was crazy because it was a long shot. A mutual friend of ours was a contractor of some sort. I don't know if he was an electrician or like a carpenter.
Right.
And he worked on those. It's not Tommy's Coal Fire, but it's like one of the coal fire pizza chains.
Yeah.
That I think Marino has like a stake in, some sort of ownership. And up in Fair Lawn, New Jersey, which is like North Jersey, they opened one.
Right.
And he worked on it. He's like, just so you know, it's heavily rumored that he comes to these soft openings like for family and friends. So there's a chance he might be there. And it was like an hour away. So like I'm going back and forth and I'm like, do I drive an hour to maybe meet him? And a dude I worked with at the time was a huge Cowboys fan. We won't hold it against them.
Yeah.
But he was just like, hey man, like if someone told me Emmitt Smith might be somewhere,
facts.
I don't care how long I'm driving. So we drive in. It's not a big place.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I walk in, from me to you, he's standing there.
That's great.
And I'm like, oh my God, because you're meeting this
Yeah.
hero, so to speak. And then I was so nervous. There was a bar there. I had to go over to the bar and have a few before I actually was able to approach him and
Wow.
talk to him for a little bit. Super nice guy, really down to earth. Talked to everybody, high school kids that played football, giving them football advice.
That's awesome.
Talked to me for a little bit. It was so dope.
Yeah.
It's fun to meet your hero. And then that was before all the scandals came out. Like he had like adoptive love children and all that other stuff.
Oh my God.
I know. That was
didn't know
before
that.
like he found out like all the affair and the mistresses. And then I loved him even more.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you?
Baseball season normally brings us together, unless you're listening to The Divide. Now, here's Mike and Corey.
All right. Rather than reminisce about my coming of age tales to meet my real father, let's talk about the good stuff here. Tri-state area sports news. I know mainly we have to stick to Philly, but we always deviate from that. But
yeah.
you got undefeated Eagles
Sick.
currently. You have all three cities in the tri-state in the playoffs. And we'll get, a little bit later in the show, we'll get to who has an easier road. But you got the Phillies that limped in, the Mets that have always been playoff contenders since the start, and then the Yankees. And then Judge hit 62.
Right.
So let's talk that. First of all, I can say as a Yankee fan, I'm upset that we only won 99 games. Like I feel like we should have been over 100.
Gotcha.
Mets and Atlanta is
Braves,
101. You had Houston, I think, was 106. The Dodgers were 111.
Yeah, I'd rather be in your shoes right now. You could tell my voice is a little hoarse.
But you were at the game yesterday.
I was at the game. I was screaming the entire weekend. So it's been an emotional roller coaster for me for sure. But I'm gassed up for the playoffs. But my voice is on the IL.
That's okay. I mean, you get a day off. Well,
we
you
had
a day off Thursday,
Yeah.
and then the beloved Metropolitan Mets play tonight. Now, Judge got 62, barely.
Mhm.
I remember 2 weeks ago.
who cares?
I trust me. I stopped caring as soon as that the last time we talked in that Boston series. We had said he's not going to hit the Boston series.
Yeah, he's ranked 7th in all-time single season home run.
Yeah, I mean, what a loser! Like, come on.
Also, I hate to cut you off, but I've been thinking about this all the way to last week. Everybody keeps saying, and you guys mentioned it on the show last week. He's the first one to do it. He's pure. Like, let me ask you a question. Does it look like Tatis was on steroids? Did Fernando Tatis fit the mold of Barry Bonds on steroids?
No.
So why couldn't one argue that Aaron Judge could do that? Like, you shouldn't be calling somebody a baseball purist unless like you're a doctor or you have his blood and medical records.
I just hate the whole argument in general. First of all, Maris Jr., I never looked into.
Right.
Here's me as a journalist. I never looked into whether or not the media took what he said out of context, or if he really said, I don't care what the records say. He's the real home run champion. First of all, if he really did say that, it's stupid.
Yeah, the Maris family takes exception to that because there was an actual asterisk on the Maris original 61 because he played
more games than
more
Ruth.
games
right.
than Ruth. Yeah,
right.
52 versus 60.
And Judge ended up hitting 62, I think, before
on the 160 games, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all of this real home run, and these Yankee fans on my feed, he did it without this and without that. First of all, you don't know that because you don't know what injuries he's played through, hopped up on anything. Even if they're giving you a steroid for an injury, it's still that's a stretch, but still a steroid. Anyway,
yeah.
I've always been very vocal about just level the playing field. If you want to do it, you can. If you don't, you don't. I don't care.
Babe Ruth did not have a leveled playing field because he didn't play against half the Americans, athletes.
Exactly. So, it's just there's a lot to be argued by athletes faced and performance enhancing whatever. I don't care. Bonds hit 11 more than Judge did. There we go. End of discussion.
Yeah, it was great. Todd had a nice post of him and a rookie Aaron Judge playing together.
Mhm.
And somebody did comment on it saying that Ruth is still the real home run champ. And he's like, I knew there'd be one goofball that comments on this. And then the guy did like a post like thanking Todd for calling him out. Like trolls are just trolls. And I was glad Todd handled it this way. But it was so funny, man.
I can't see someone like Todd is just like he's got the right attitude for
Yeah.
stuff like that. He's like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna laugh at you, sure, man. If this is what you want for your 5 minutes.
Except for one Pittsburgh reporter that absolutely got on his nerves when he got DFA'd from the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh, well, that dude was
Yeah.
looking for trouble.
Todd called him a fat slob. The thing about Jersey people, we have a tipping point. We are
Right,
the
of
nicest,
course.
most caring people in the world.
Uh,
But if you push us, you will get that other side.
I do agree with that.
Yeah.
If you push us, you will absolutely
Right.
get that other side. I don't know if we're the nicest, most caring people.
I don't know, man. He was on a field today, yesterday, Thursday night, with a bunch of special needs kids and treat them like they were athletes.
Yeah.
And just helping them. And my nephew, Braden, our fan of the show, our biggest fan, biggest supporter, sends us gifts, writes us letters. Shout outs to Braden. He was able to partake in it. Took his mom's phone, FaceTimed, and next thing you know, Todd's in my face. So no, that man is a saint. But yeah, you don't want to mess with him either. And,
No.
So I don't know, man. I look at this playoffs and I look at everything that's going on, and I know we're jumping and we're all over the place, but I missed you. I surprised you with this ball.
I know, man. I can't.
But
can't get
I'd
enough.
rather be in your shoes than mine right now. For sure.
Well, and next segment we'll get a little bit more in depth as far as depth goes and what each team can need is in pitching and all that other stuff. But I don't know. I'm just, me looking at the competition. We did say this show back in July that we're going to run into a situation to where you get 3 teams from the AL East and 3 teams from the NL East,
And it happened.
and it happened. And now that's 50% of your playoff teams right there, all from.
We also said the Mariners didn't have a shot, and look where they are.
Hey, listen, they needed that. I feel like in my dream world over here that they legit found a clip of us laughing at them.
Yes.
And then what did they win? Like 14
It
in a
was
row
14 in a
after
row.
that?
Yeah.
And they just went on a tear.
I called when it got broke because Houston was going up there and Houston broke it. And I knew because I put money on it, but I also that was my play when I was on Brace's show for the first time.
Mhm.
And, it was absolutely, I sound really sexy right now too. I'm just going to,
You got like a rugged
like a
tone
manly,
right now.
Yeah,
Like
it
you,
does. It
like
wasn't
you went
like
on, you
this
didn't go
an
on
hour
a work
ago.
trip. You went on a man retreat
dude,
and you came back.
I am
The
still
beard
tired
looks
from it.
thicker.
Yeah.
The voice is more sultry.
It's wearing plaid.
I see chest hair hanging out that shirt. What's going on over there?
Yeah, but anyway, I don't even know where I was going. I called when they would that winning streak would end, but it was enough to get them on the right path.
Yeah.
And granted, they're not playing great ball in September, but they're in it. So,
I will say that this playoff setup has the potential for a lot of upsets.
yeah,
It does. Like
see them.
I understand the juggernaut that is the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. But there's just something about me looking at 111 wins, a great starting pitching lineup, guys that can hit. I still don't buy into it.
Mhm.
I also don't buy into the Padres either, which is good for your
I hope
your
so.
sanity.
Yeah, don't buy. Brace is buying into that, and
Brace.
I took offense to that. I contacted HR, man.
You should contact
Yeah.
HR. You let them know we need some. It's emotional damage.
Again, they didn't know who we were.
No, they're like,
Very
what? You
confused.
work here? Like we pay you? We're like, well, yeah, but wait, no, sort of.
Yeah, it was in Bitcoin.
Yeah, so how's that doing now? Oh my God.
Um,
So before we get out of here and take a quick break, I do have to say, have you golfed lately?
No, I haven't.
Jesus
sadly.
Christ, man.
I'm a mess right
You
now.
are
man.
a mess.
I've been crying at night. The Mets are losing. We had a match. We had to win one game. One game. One game. We had Max, DeGrom, everything on it. Bassett. Well, we had every reason to win. We made Danby Swanson look like goddamn Chipper Jones. Like what?
I felt like that.
doing?
What was the pep talk in that clubhouse? Like, hey, guy, instead of like just one,
Yeah.
you just got to win one.
Yeah,
It was like,
right.
you got time. We got time. It's just one, guys. You got 4 games.
Michael Harris diving around like he's Andrew Jones. I was like, is this 1998? Am I 13 again?
Well,
Did
listen.
my girlfriend leave me for my best friend? Like, what is going on?
One thing that will get you equally as frustrated, but you'll look just as good, if not better, is golfing, buddy.
Yeah.
And you can only look good or better if you do some Bro V1 golf.
Mm.
Now, I just had to stop by the golf store, get my one driver reshafted, which sounds dirty
got a
when you
new
say
shaft.
that. I got a new shaft for my driver.
Get a new shaft.
It's sexy, man. I can't wait to get out. I'd show you this thing.
How's
But
it? Girth?
girth, but length.
Like,
Yeah, your standard
yeah.
standard length,
Standard.
45 inches.
Average.
You know, yeah, it's just average. It's
Average.
average. But I'm looking around the store. Nobody had the type of apparel Bro V1 has.
Mm.
All right, the style, the fit. It's just like we said before, guys. You suck at golf. We all know it. Unless you're Rory or Tiger or Phil or any of the other new guys that I refuse to remember their names, you're not going to be good. So it's all about how you look. You go to BroV1Golf.com. From head to toe, from the hat, flat-brimmed hat, visor, all the way down to there's no shoes. Anyway, polo, head to polo. Check out BroV1Golf.com. They have what you need for your golfing needs. And I am not talking about how you play golf. Remember, you suck. Your golfing needs is all about how you look.
Facts.
BroV1Golf.com, sponsor of the show. Definitely check them out. We're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we have 3 teams, like we said, in the tri-state area that are in the playoffs. We're going to figure out who has the easiest road to the top. Catch it next on The Divide, 102.5 Philly, 104 Trenton. You're listening to Fox Sports The Gambler.
One is a Mets fan, the other is a Yankees fan. Together, they make the perfect show. It's The Divide with Mike and Corey right here on The Gambler.
And we are back, everybody. Welcome back to The Divide, 102.5 Philly, 104.1 in the Trenton area on Fox Sports The Gambler. Make sure you definitely take time. Check us out on our socials, The Divide Live on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, The Divide Live, dividelive.com, or give us a shot.network for all of your favorite apparel and to see more of us. Because who doesn't want to see? You can hear us, but do you want to see us?
Yeah. Well, at least the voiceover guy thinks we make together we make the perfect show.
We do. I mean,
Yeah.
it's known
Yeah.
that we make the perfect show.
Is it?
It is. That's
better
why
be.
we're
You hurt my feelings, man. It's
Oh.
like beaten wife syndrome too, like or whatever, battered not wife, it could be
anybody.
yeah,
Better person.
person syndrome. I bought you a gift after you talked trash about me on the air while I wasn't here to defend myself.
It's just full. It's called being a manipulative
And I had to
human being.
listen to it and submit it. I was like, what is going on?
I think that's the best part.
Yeah.
We weren't in studio. You literally had to play
Yeah.
producer job and go through it, make sure we
Yeah.
didn't curse, which I was
I
very
love how
proud of.
my partner in crime, co-founder of the network, called me the baseball god. He refused to dig in like you did. But
I know, man.
whatever, man.
I thought I'd catch him slipping, but he didn't want to hop on
Baseball.
board at all. Let's let's dive into this playoff situation. You got for Major League Baseball, of course. You got Tampa Bay, Seattle, Toronto, Cleveland, New York Yankees, Houston. I know you slide over to the NL side. You got Philadelphia, San Diego, St. Louis, the New York Mets, Atlanta, and the Dodgers. A couple teams play today and tonight. Wild card is best of 3.
Mhm.
First round's best of 5. And then it goes best of 7, best of 7.
Yeah.
Some teams, in your humble opinion, the baseball god. I just,
Humble. Not self-proclaimed. People proclaim
No.
me.
Humility
Yes.
is strong with
I do
you.
not,
You like to admit, that,
I'm a very flawed baseball fan. And analysis.
that's interesting. I wouldn't call you flawed.
Yeah, I'm a human.
You are human.
I am not a god.
You're human.
All
You're
right.
human. All right, here we go.
Where are we going?
We're going because I want to get your take. You think, you swear that some certain teams have an easier road
Yeah.
than others. And your one argument that I'm going to turn you loose is the number 6 wild card spot.
Yeah, the Phillies have an easier road than the Mets. Like, if you gave me their team and put them in Queens, I'd be happy with that situation. I think that they're going to pounce all over the Cardinals. I know DK is not saying that. I know other venues aren't really saying that as far as the gambling side. They kind of have it as a pick 'em. But the Cardinals have the same team since 2005. They're 77 years old. These guys, like, what are we talking about?
Now, just
Adam-
for context,
Yeah.
right now, currently the percentages, now it doesn't include today's game.
Okay.
So that may
Yeah.
have changed, but
Yeah.
the percentage of winning, it has 39.7% chance of advancing, the Phillies against the Cardinals. Only
Yeah.
39.7. Caesars has odds at 30 plus 3,500 for Phillies to win it.
And I like those odds. I would take it.
That's
I
a
think-
1.9% to win the World Series.
Yeah, I get it. I'm not saying the Phillies are going to win the World
So
Series.
you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, there is a chance. There absolutely is an underdog story. They have a great lineup. They have a great rotation. And now you're throwing Noah into the pen and other arms like that. Like, it's just, I think, I had this epiphany. I was at the casino with Jen, and I was watching the Philly game, and Wheeler pitched 3 innings. It was like 2 Wednesdays ago, and they brought Noah in. And I'm like, holy crap, dude. And they threw combined like 6 scoreless innings. And I was just like, that's exactly what they need to do in a scenario in the playoffs. Like, sometimes your starting pitcher, like, you got to remember, these pitchers aren't going to go 6-7 innings. You could pull your starter in the 4th. Like, it happens all the time during the playoffs, and you're putting another arm in there. Their 4 and 5 arms, in my opinion, are as strong as the Mets. Like, I like Bassett, as our number 3. I like Cookie, and I like Carlos Carrasco. Well, that's Cookie, and Walker, Taiwan Walker. But like, I also like Noah Syndergaard coming out of the pen. Like, I like that move.
You got
So-
Syndergaard. Don't forget David Robertson still in
Right.
the mix. Eflin as well.
Right.
So the bullpen is a little bit deep, and they're backed up by pretty big bats here. You still have Harper. You got Schwarber. You got Hoskins. You have a lineup that you should be seeing 2 to 3 deep balls
Yeah.
a game here.
Well, what hurts them is they're not home, right? They're in St. Louis. But, and there is that magic. Oh, Wainwright's leaving. Pujols, he's 97 years old. It's his last game, and they'll have that. And Yachty, Molina is there for the end of his career as well. So they will have that sentimental thing. It could be like the Schwarber Pujols home run derby where Pujols wins by like just the bare minimum. But I mean, like, look, it for me, if I'm a Philly fan, I like my odds. And then even the next round with the Braves, I like that. I like those odds. The thing that sucks is, they will have 5 games in a away stadium before they even get to touch their own home. So I don't know. I like that scenario. When I look at the Padres and the Mets scenario, I like that a little bit less.
So if let's just say Philly beats the Cards, they go and face the Braves. I thought they faced the Dodgers.
So if the Phillies beat the Cards, they face the Braves.
Okay.
The Mets are on the path. If we beat the Padres, we play the Dodgers. And that's murder's row right there. Like, it's just insane. Granted, so now we're home against San Diego, but then that one travel day, we're now going to the West Coast to play the refreshed Dodgers. They haven't played a real game in like 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So like, they've been recharged, ready to go, probably given every scenario out. So that's, to me, that's scary, but I'm up for that challenge, and I love that. And what would be crazy is if the Phillies get through the Cards, get through the Braves, and we somehow figure out to beat the Padres, beat the Dodgers, that NLCS, Mets versus Phillies,
Insane.
nuts. We'll be all over it.
Well, Fox Sports is definitely going to give us tickets above
everything,
without a doubt.
Yeah, and our Mets Connects. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we have to report on it.
yeah.
So of course they wouldn't dare not give us tickets. You know what I mean? So let's talk about your Mets. Right now, they're saying 63.6% chance of advancing against the Padres, given 5.4% to win it all. Caesar's odds puts them at plus 800. Kind of disrespectful.
No,
In my opinion, a little bit. Now, the Padres I don't want to say they're no joke, because they've been a joke ever since the trade deadline.
Mhm.
They haven't really done much with the lineup they have. No one's really scared of them, but that concerns me
No.
because they do still have a lineup that should be feared by anybody that comes to town. So, I think it's going to be tough. I don't think you're going to have a problem with the Padres. And I don't know if that's the kiss of death or you or not, for a Yankee fan saying that you're not going to have a problem with them.
Yeah, that's where I have a problem, right? Like, we're not supposed to have a problem. We're throwing max as we speak. We're an hour into this game, which is crazy.
Mhm.
I can't tell you what's going on because I'm not. This isn't Back to the Future. But what I could say is, like, that's awesome. And then the game plan is, if we do take game 1, tomorrow Bassett's going to throw. And then we're going to hope Bassett can win game 2 and save DeGrom's arm. And also try to, like, right now he's got a blister on his finger. And I know we mock blisters all the time.
All the time.
But a blister on a pitcher is a game changer. Like, you can't grip the fastball the right way. You're going to leave the ball up in the zone. It's natural. And that's what happened in Atlanta. So hopefully that could heal up a little bit more. Shout out to Carlos, vintage Carlos. He was suggesting Vicks Vapor Rub.
Hey, that stuff cures everything. That and Robitussin, they really just need to cure everything. The biggest thing that can kind of prevent you from advancing, of course, would be if Alonso and Lindor kind of just go cold, if they don't show up. But again, I don't see that happening. Plus, you got McNeil, who has just been dominating his at-bats. So I don't really see a problem there at all. Let's talk about Atlanta, because here's where I have a problem. The Atlanta Braves, their odds of advancing, or of whoever wins, Phillies or Cardinals, they're given a 61.5% chance to advance against the against the Phils, and then 55.8 against the Cards, whoever wins that series. The odds of the World Series is up a little bit, obviously, because they have that first round bye, so they're given 12.5% to win it all. Caesar's odds puts them at plus 600. Disrespectful, I think. I know it's a whole different game from having that rest and that bye, but we've learned that rest is not always a good thing. And I don't know, man. It's hard to look at a team that has just been insane all year and has not stopped to be like, I don't think that it looks like they're rated too high, because maybe, all right, I'm talking myself out of it. Maybe I'm just talking crazy here.
I don't know. I see both sides of that. I could argue either way. But they've been there before. So, the one thing it's hard to duplicate. Like, so winning back to back, if you're the Braves, like, I could get, like, people saying that's not going to happen again, but certain percentages and things that are thrown out there, you got to keep in mind too. You still got a ton of teams here. So even getting 12%, that's getting,
you're right.
The field
you're right. With the 12 teams, that's in the plus column for them. A lot of experts are saying that as far as depth goes, the Braves and Houston have the only two teams that are deep enough to match the Dodgers' depth and balance, quote. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be great no matter what. We got to talk about my Yankees a little bit. First round bye, which, not that they were in any danger of losing. They got 15.5% chance. Caesars puts them at plus 500 to win it all. Depending on who advances, whether it's the Rays or the Guardians, 63% chance to beat the Rays, 64% chance to beat Cleveland. But being a fan of this team, I mean, what could happen if this is the August Yankees, where everybody goes cold and even they're scoring an average of 3 runs? I mean, that's not enough. Let's say they end up playing Tampa Bay, who has really good starting pitching. Remember, Tampa's only problem all year is that they can't score runs. So they're losing these games 1-0, 2-0, or these 3-run differentials. And if we're going to turn into the August New York Yankees, we're going to have problems with the Rays. Cleveland doesn't scare me.
Also, I mean, to compare aces, Garrett Cole, is the opposite of Max Scherzer.
Right.
I'll run through a wall for that guy, and said nobody.
Right.
He's like, let's get out there.
And he plays like that.
He does.
It's
very weird.
He doesn't command the mound. You never know which Cole you're going to get.
I like Nestor.
Nestor's great. Nestor's been solid pretty much all year. He's had a couple of bad outings, but what pitcher hasn't? He's not in Cy Young contention or anything like that. But to have your ace, Garrett Cole, to step on the mound and have fans not sure what they're going to get is a huge problem, especially when it comes playoff time. So a 15% chance, that's a really good chance, and I think,
maybe only winning 99 games and having that turmoil, you could turn it back on. Judge is going to be nice and relaxed now. Like 62 had to be a mountain to climb, right? Like he called his own shot literally in the offseason. It was a couple years ago, but in the offseason, he said, I feel like I could hit 61, and he did it. You also had Didi, his teammate at the time, ex-Philly shortstop, say, hey, talk to me when you hit 60. Well, now he could call him. And, so there was a lot of milestones that happened in that man's career. And now he could just focus on getting a championship. So I think I don't know. And that roadmap looks pretty easy.
It does. The only thing that scares me again is if they pitch around Judge or if his bat turns cold, it leaves a lot of room for the other guys to step up. And I'm not sure they can entirely do that. Which is sad. I don't want to think a baseball team is built around one guy, but
personally, I think the Rays are going to take the Guardians to class. Like the Guardians.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think the Rays pitching is too good.
Yeah.
It is.
Guardians are young. Everybody says it. I get that. But the fact is the Rays are the Rays. Like they're a great team, but then the Yankees are going to pounce on them. Right. So now you're in the ALCS. And what I think is going to happen on the other side is that the Jays are going to pounce on the baby Mariners. I think Seattle's out of their weight class there. And then I think the Jays are going to upset Houston.
I would love that.
Yeah, exactly.
I would love nothing more.
That's the best roadmap for the Bronx. Like now you're facing Toronto, who's been through war, and like all you had to do was beat the Rays. You know what I mean? So I think that's gonna happen. If I know the baseball gods,
you are a baseball god, so you're predicting it. Put it down right here.
And I'm normally more right about the Yankees than I am the Mets.
Well, and I think that because you just have more clarity when it comes to the Yankees. You're not invested emotionally.
Oh.
There I am playing your little psychiatrist there.
Thanks, man.
I love it. Let's take a quick break. Coming up, you thought you were watching football all this time. Turns out you were watching the coming attractions for the next Bachelor.
Or the Notebook.
Or the Notebook. We're going to get, or you are going to get, I should say, our take on the whole Brady Giselle situation. Is it a divorce? Is it not a divorce? We know they lawyered up. Plus, this week's Brace Yourself, 102.5 Philly, 104 Trenton. Stay with us. This is Fox Sports, The Gambler.
You're listening to The Divide, right here on The Gambler.
Welcome back to The Divide, everybody. How's the voice, man?
It's going.
That is.
It's literally going.
It's out the door. It's got 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Oh, my God.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get into some juicy gossip. The football world is going crazy with the tabloids about this Brady Giselle nonsense.
Yeah.
Do you care?
No.
Okay. Just so we're on the same page. I don't care. I was about to curse. Yeah. I don't care at all. Not that, okay, Tom Brady, greatest quarterback to ever play the game, yada, yada, yada. I just don't care. Everybody's up in arms. You have these straight male. You posted something on our Instagram that you have more straight males are excited that Tom Brady is now able to focus on football and not the fact that Giselle is single again or something to those effects. Now, for the record, people, no one has come out and said that they're getting divorced.
Yeah.
All they said was that they each hired lawyers, which means, okay, maybe it's getting to the point of divorce. Maybe they're trying to separate finance. But the D word has never been mumbled out of either camp for Giselle or Tom.
Right.
But I don't care.
I don't either, man. Obviously, he's going through something. So whatever they're going through, he doesn't want it to be that way.
I think the speculation is on point. I think it's she has been a working mom. He has been focused on his career. He retired. She was happy. He decided to call an audible, literally, and come back. She was not happy.
And he was like this in the headphones. When she was like not happy.
He called his own play.
He did.
And I think that's what happened.
She called her own play,
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes along with it. You listen to her camp, it's,
marriage is tough too. It doesn't mean it's the end. Like, you know what I mean? And it's none of our darn business. But
no.
It's just concerning to me because you see him up there, the media's all over him, and he just looks defeated. Like he doesn't look like he was always too cocky, too arrogant, like Tom Brady. Now it's like he looks like one of us.
And that can force you
Yeah.
to play miserable.
Yeah.
Perfect example.
hmm
Not exactly what Tom is going through,
Yeah.
but I went golfing recently
Yeah.
with a buddy of mine,
Yeah.
and he had said that he got a little bit of a guilt trip while he was leaving the house from the wedding.
That's the worst. You may
And
as well
he
just let it
knows
go.
anytime he gets a guilt trip that he plays like crap.
Yeah.
And he did on the front nine, played like garbage. And he
Mhm.
knew it was going to happen because he felt
Yeah.
bad for playing. Back nine, he did incredible. So he forgot all about it by the back nine. But no, and it's enough. Your mental state's enough to affect your performance physically. And I think that's going to wear on him. And then he's going to regret this entire last year. He should have just went out almost on top. And he got eliminated from the playoffs. But
I saw
it's
other posts like he ruined his whole family for a wild card spot.
exactly. It's the internet is ruthless, man.
It's
I
great.
think that's gonna slowly eat away and destroy him. Not
It
slowly.
already is.
I was
It
gonna
looks
say,
like
it's-
looks like he's got a tapeworm inside
Man.
him that's sucking his
Dude,
cheeks
oh
dry.
my god, man, seriously. And like the craziest part about it, other than like the emotional distraught of like going through and watching publicly, see someone end a relationship and all that, they're gonna be fine.
They're gonna
She's
be
the
fine.
highest paid supermodel
Yeah.
to ever be a supermodel.
Yeah.
He's the highest paid athlete over the years. Like they have
he's already got professional moms that do movies in his DMs, like saying, "Hey, I'll relieve that stress for you."
really.
Yeah,
It's
Like-
tough.
Like keynote ones that everybody knows too.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's insane.
That I did not know that.
Yeah. Shout
Yeah.
out to the moms. That
Shout out to the moms.
are in
It's
theater.
It's the theater moms is how we're calling them now.
Yeah.
That's the best. That is the best thing
G-rated
I've ever heard.
Theater mom.
A theater mom.
Yeah.
A theater mom. Yeah, I feel for him, but at the same time, they'll be just fine.
They're gonna be
They're gonna
totally
be
fine.
okay.
You know who I'm worried about?
Who?
Our man Brace.
Why are you worried about Brace?
He needs a health class.
Like a health class?
Yes.
Oh God, what did he do now?
All right, I'm gonna play it and you can react.
All
This
right.
is this week's brace yourself. Brace yourself. Maybe get a tissue.
Bless you in the hand again. Oh my lord. I even looked this up. And
What?
I even looked up where should you sneeze? I was curious.
All right,
if there
pre-pandemic
is-
or post-pandemic?
No, this is I don't care if it's pre or post.
There's no way I'm sneezing in my shirt if I'm at work.
That is the best place to sneeze. So you got to
But then
sneeze
you're-
into your elbow
then
or
you're-
just get your sleeve.
All right,
Because putting it in cloth
I'm wearing a
makes it
t-shirt.
not airborne. If you do it in your hands, though, your hands touch everything. It can seep through and it still gets airborne. It's the worst
I'm
place
not
to sneeze.
sneezing. If
Yes,
if
you
I'm
have
at a
to.
tailgate,
It's the
if I'm
safest.
home,
It's the safest, most effective way.
I'm not sneezing in my shirt if I'm at work. I just can't do that
Why not?
because then I got snot on
But
my.
now you-
First of all,
Mm.
I've never heard Jansen
Yeah.
so passionate about something in my life. So kudos to him. He's the new Fauci.
Yeah.
That's what he is. And he's 100% right. Brace, you disgusting animal. Like, I don't know, but who sneezes? It's 2022. You don't sneeze in your hand anymore.
Yeah.
You like look the other direction and sneeze away from the crowd, or you go into elbow. And some people pick up their shirt and go into shirt. That's kind of gross in my opinion. But there's nothing wrong with elbow. But even shirt, like how much? It's not like a glob of snot is coming out. If it is, you need to just go home from work and stay there. Like
He also like wiped it on his jeans after he did it on his hand. So like the argument of it not being on your clothes is now it's just on your legs. Like
I just don't. I can't say I've never done it.
Mm.
It's been years since I've sneezed into
what
my
do you
hand.
teach your kids? Were they already past that?
They're already past that. So
Cool.
if they do something like that, I act just like Jansen does,
Mhm.
and I'm like, you're gross.
Because I
disgusting.
remember
You disgust me.
it was finally to be clear. It was always like cover your mouth, and people would cover with a cough. Use your hands and stuff. And then I want to say I was in second grade, and like they were like, "Oh, actually, use your sleeve," and it still is disgusting, but it's the better of the two options.
I would say this is like within the last 10 years.
right.
And
Yeah.
we were adults 10 years ago, or at least we were
So we
physically the age of
Yeah.
adults 10 years ago. So I think like it's hard for me to remember when it was like more common to see people sneeze into their hands.
Yeah, so we missed the boat. Although we raised over $200 in profits with our Brace Yourself shirts, we should have made Brace Yourself hankies.
I think we still can.
Yeah, I think we
I
can.
think we still can too. That's disgusting. Or brace yourself masks or sneeze guards or something.
Sneeze guard.
Like,
I love it.
It's just I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I at this point, sneeze, cough, whatever, it's all into my elbow. I don't think I put my hands up to cough.
Yeah. Also, can we get some more circulation in the Fox Sports studios? Because like I feel like
Yeah, that area's
for
tight
him
too.
for him to sneeze, like this is the second time he sneezed in a week.
Uh-oh.
Somebody brought it up to me. One of our listeners, like, oh, Brace went nuts about this, and this is actually not that segment, because I was like, did I get the right clip? He's like, no, that's the second time he sneezed, and I was like, there's a first time. Like,
What?
yeah.
Hold on. There's
So-
listeners recording sneezes.
Well, no, they're not. They're telling me like
Oh.
go back and find this. So I
Right.
wait till it's in podcast form. I try to listen. I mean, my commute is great. The 5 to 6 hour with Jansen and Brace is awesome. I'm driving home. I'm listening to it in Philadelphia. It's awesome. I enjoy that 5 to 6 time. But the first 2 hours is when they're going off the rails. And I got guys listening that, follow us and love us. And normally they chime me in and they're like, oh, you got to find this.
I love it. The first 2 hours is when they're going. They get serious for that last
Yeah,
hour. It's the
last
first
one,
two
yeah.
is it's off the rails.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brace, man. I don't know what kind of school you went to. You're disgusting. Sneeze into your elbow for the. It's a shirt, man. You can get another shirt, but your hands are gonna start touching stuff. And but the studio, and then you're close quarters. And like, can we talk about can you play the sneeze again? Like, what a dramatic sneeze.
Bless
Yeah,
you.
what?
It sounds
What?
like Mario.
Wait.
Bless you.
It's me, Mario.
Bless.
That alone.
Uh,
That sneeze alone. That's
theatrics of it. Yeah.
seriously, that's true art
That is
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, brace yourself from. Don't worry, I'm a limo driver. Don't worry, I'm a health teacher. Sneeze into your god darn elbow
Anything
or
other
shirt,
than-
anything but your hands.
Yeah.
I remember that the next time I shake your hands, you disgusting human being. Let's talk.
Oh, Mac.
I know. I'm sorry. He's the boss. I
Oh.
can, but I have to. It's just,
Yeah,
who
I
would have
knew-
thought?
I knew you'd like that one.
I love that one. What's funny is we have to do this plug. It's another Tom's River Field of Dreams event. We've been doing a lot of them lately because their events are off the chain.
Yeah.
They had the Pong tournament,
Mhm.
and then because of that Field of Dreams event, that led us to the
Dine
celebrity
on Us.
golf outing, the Dine on Us. And
Mhm.
now what we have is October 22nd. This is in Tom's River, New Jersey, right? At the
Yes,
Robert Wood Johnson
theater.
Theater.
Yard Stadium Arena.
It used to be called the Rataco Center. It's an
Yeah, that
actual
guy's not
arena.
good
He's not-
anymore.
when you embezzle funds from a school district, they usually
Yeah.
take your name off. things.
Yeah, give her
I do a Google fact on that,
Yeah.
everybody. But it's that now. I think it's the Robert Wood Johnson Arena. It's in
Yes.
Tom's River, New Jersey. This is the Tom's River Field of Dreams Comedy Night, hosted by Carton and Roberts.
Yeah.
So it's an awesome event. Those two guys are pretty funny, but it's just hosted by them.
Yeah.
There are some actual stand-up comedians that will actually perform. Doors open at 8. This is October 22nd, Saturday.
Mhm.
Door. I want to say it's like 8 to 10 is like.
Yeah, 8
some
to 10,
sort of-
6 to 8, I think, is like a beer garden. or
That's what it
something?
is.
Yeah,
So
right,
8 is the show. The doors open at 6 for like a beer garden.
right.
A few celebrities are going to be there. Todd Frazier will be in the house. We
Right.
talked to him earlier. But it's just a great organization to raise money for. Mike had mentioned earlier in the show that a fan of this show was there at the Field of Dreams today, Thursday. But it's a fun time for everybody to get out. I'm not sure if it's family friendly. I imagine this is a good date night. I'd say
yeah,
this is a good date night
This is
for-
for the grown-ups.
This is for the grown. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But check it out on our socials. Link is posted right now. And if you forgot our socials, I don't know how you could. It's the Divide Live on Instagram, Divide Live on Twitter. Check out our Facebook, Divide Live. That's where we will post everything. But once again, that's October 22nd. We will be there.
Yes.
In case you were kind of on the fence, like, I don't
Yeah.
know where the Divide guy's going to be there. We are absolutely going to
We
be
are
there. We'll be there backstage, front stage, wherever it may be. The only thing
Corner
we're not
stage.
doing is the stand-up, which
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind trying it.
I wouldn't mind it. If it's anything like, so Gotham Comedy is the company that's helped running it. And they did a couple events for Pete Alonso, and Pete did do 10 minutes. So I'm hoping Todd does like 10 minutes.
I hope so. If not,
Yeah.
I'll get out there. I have a few notes written down for stand-up. It's
So-
probably going to bomb,
Yeah.
but no, it'll be fun. share a few war stories with everybody. It'll be a really good time. It's a good date night. And that's actually, that Toms River area is a really good area.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Even for after the show, if you want to go do a couple things. So
Mhm.
get your babysitters in line, everybody. This could be a good all night type event for us grown-ups to come out and have a good time.
Yeah.
Don't forget to check out the dividelive.com or give us a shot.network. Plenty of apparel for you. It is sweatshirt season.
It is.
So can't wait for that. Plenty of things to check out. And a special treat for when you do check out our social media. Click the link, especially on Facebook. You can see a live shot of us in studio doing this show. And we have a special treat for those of you that go and click that link. You will see a brand new sponsor of ours that we're pointing to right now, but you have to check out the link to check it out. Special link for that sponsor if anybody's interested in something like that. We got a little special promo to run to you guys. So
very
they told us to step up our social media game, and we always forget to mention it because our whole start was social media.
Yeah, it's
so
weird.
We
Right?
forget
Now
that we're on
we're
radio now, and
slumping.
we're just like, oh, we got to mention that. But I
Yeah.
thought they're on that. So definitely check it out, guys. Again, dude, how fun is it being in studio? All right,
love
what's
it.
your prediction next week? Are you gonna be upset at your Mets? Are you gonna be singing and dancing? Are we gonna be Phillies fans? What's going on
I
here?
think I'll be pleasantly surprised,
Good. And I'm hoping,
or
like
at
you
least
said,
surprised.
might not be pleasant,
Yeah.
but we'll be surprised. Hey, listen, it's the playoffs, baby.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. And
So-
worst case, next week we'll have opening day for hockey under our belt as well. So we can talk more football. It's
Go
not
Flyers.
just baseball.
Yeah.
So, and then basketball's kicking up. So there's a lot going on to distract us and to kind of drown our sorrows in other than the usual stuff.
For those that don't know, Corey is a huge Devils fan.
I am. And the
And
Flyers.
I grew up absolutely hating anybody who liked the Devils. I think of them as like that guy at the trailer park with a banjo. Like that's how the fan base is. And with the Rangers, I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. I'm just being
I
honest.
get it.
Until I met you, and my wife is also a Devils fan. God, rest in peace.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's nuts. So I picked the Flyers, man. I think they're the closest. They're very passionate, and especially right now, we are not good,
No, God,
and
no.
we're still coming out for a team. So
No.
shout out to the Flyers.
No, that'll be the Wells Fargo Arena. Will be an area we got to take a couple trips to.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of room.
Plenty
I'm
of
just
room, or
kidding.
even if we just stop by that Xfinity Live.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Check us out next week. This was the Divide Live on 102.5 Philly, 104.1 Trenton, Fox Sports, The Gambler. Take care. See you next week.